Leonardo da Vinci, the name alone conjures images of artistic brilliance, scientific innovation, and unparalleled genius. But beneath the well-known facade of the Mona Lisa's creator lies a world of secrets that has remained hidden for centuries. Today we're diving into one of the most extraordinary discoveries related to Leonardo, a secret tunnel system that has completely transformed our understanding of the Renaissance master. In the spring of 2023, a team of Italian archaeologists made a stunning announcement that sent ripples through the academic world. While examining the foundations of Sforza Castle in Milan, they discovered an elaborate network of underground passages, tunnels that perfectly matched sketches found in Leonardo's notebook. These weren't just any tunnels, they were engineering marvels that showcased Leonardo's genius in ways we never imagined. The story begins in 1482, when Leonardo arrived in Milan seeking patronage from Duke Ludovico Sforza. The Duke, known as Imola or the Moor due to his dark complexion, was an ambitious ruler who transformed Milan into one of the most splendid courts in Europe. In his letter of introduction, Leonardo didn't even mention his artistic abilities. Instead, he marketed himself primarily as a military engineer, promising to build bridges that could be easily transported, methods to drain moats, and various machines of war. Only as an afterthought did he add, "In times of peace, I believe I can give perfect satisfaction, and to the equal of any other in architecture and the composition of buildings, public and private, and in guiding water from one place to another." This self-promotion worked. Ludovico hired Leonardo, beginning a relationship that would last 17 years and produce some of Leonardo's most significant work. But what we're learning now is that Leonardo's contributions to Milan went far beyond the Last Supper and his designs for an enormous bronze horse monument. He was literally reshaping the underground landscape of the city. The newly discovered tunnel system spans nearly half a mile, connecting the castle to strategic points throughout Milan. What makes these tunnels remarkable isn't just their existence, but their sophisticated design. They feature ventilation systems that would have been centuries ahead of their time, precise water management to prevent flooding, and acoustically engineered sections that could carry sound for communication purposes. Some passages even contain what appeared to be early security measures, narrow points where defenders could easily block pursuers. But why would Ludovico commission such an elaborate underground network? Historical records suggest multiple motivations. The most practical was defense. Milan was constantly under threat from French invasion, and a secret escape route for the Duke and his family would have been invaluable. Indeed, when the French did eventually invade in 1499, forcing Ludovico to flee, historians have long wondered how he initially escaped the castle undetected. These tunnels provide a compelling answer. However, there's another, more personal theory that has gained traction among scholars. In 1497, Ludovico's beloved wife Beatrice d'Este died in childbirth at just 21 years of age. The Duke was devastated. Contemporary accounts describe him as inconsolable, wearing only black for years afterward. Some historians now believe that certain sections of the tunnel system were designed to allow Ludovico private access to Beatrice's tomb at Santa Maria del Greci, the same church that houses Leonardo's Last Supper. The timing aligns perfectly. Leonardo's notebooks from this period show an increased focus on underground architecture and hydraulic systems. Pages of calculations detail how to move earth efficiently, manage groundwater, and ensure structural integrity beneath existing buildings. What's fascinating is how these tunnels incorporate principles from Leonardo's other areas of study. His understanding of human anatomy influenced the ventilation system, resembling how he depicted blood vessels in his anatomical drawings. The discovery has forced historians to reconsider Leonardo's role in Milan. Far from being merely an artist in residence, he appears to have been a crucial infrastructure engineer for the duchy. This aligns with what we know about Renaissance artists. They didn't make the same distinctions between art and science that we do today. Leonardo, in particular, saw no boundary between his studies of painting, anatomy, engineering, and architecture. What's particularly exciting about this discovery is how it connects to Leonardo's other work. Take his famous Vitruvian Man drawing, showing a male figure in two superimposed positions within a circle and square. We've always viewed this as a study of human proportions, but some scholars now suggest it might also relate to his tunnel work, specifically calculating the minimum dimensions needed for comfortable human passage underground. Similarly, his studies of light and shadow, crucial to his revolutionary painting techniques, may have had practical applications in designing these tunnels to maximize limited light sources. Some sections feature cleverly positioned light wells that would have illuminated key junctions while remaining hidden from above ground. The tunnels also reveal Leonardo's obsession with water management. Milan sits in a low-lying area with a high water table, making underground construction extremely challenging. Leonardo's notebooks contain numerous studies of water flow, and the tunnels incorporate ingenious drainage systems that kept the passages dry despite being below the water table in some sections. These same principles would later inform his work on canal systems throughout northern Italy. What's particularly remarkable is how Leonardo managed to keep this massive engineering project largely secret. While his paintings and sculptures were widely discussed and documented, these tunnels remained virtually unknown until now. This speaks to the political climate of Renaissance Italy. Such strategic infrastructure would have been closely guarded military secrets. It also highlights Leonardo's understanding of discretion when working on sensitive projects for powerful patrons. The discovery has sparked a renewed interest in Leonardo's engineering work, which has often been overshadowed by his artistic achievements. His notebooks contain designs for flying machines, tanks, and automated systems that were centuries ahead of their time. But while those remain theoretical, these tunnels represent one of his largest realized engineering projects, concrete evidence of his practical genius. For preservation experts, the tunnels present both an opportunity and a challenge. They're remarkably well preserved thanks to Leonardo's forward-thinking design and choice of materials. However, exposure to modern air and humidity could quickly damage these 500-year-old structures. Authorities are currently developing a conservation plan that would allow limited public access while protecting the tunnels for future generations. The tunnels also provide new insights into Leonardo's working methods. Unlike many of his contemporaries who relied on teams of assistants, evidence suggests Leonardo was deeply involved in the actual construction process. Tool marks on some tunnel walls match the unusual left-handed technique that would have been characteristic of Leonardo. There are even what appear to be experimental sections where different construction methods were tested side by side, a physical manifestation of Leonardo's scientific approach. This discovery comes at a time when our understanding of Leonardo is evolving in other ways as well. Recent analysis of his paintings using advanced imaging technology has revealed his complex layering techniques and changes made during the creative process. His notebooks continue to yield new insights as scholars develop better methods to read his famous Miro writing and connect ideas scattered across thousands of pages. What makes the tunnel discovery particularly significant is how it bridges Leonardo's theoretical work with practical application. Many of his most ambitious designs remained unrealized during his lifetime. His giant horse monument was never cast, his flying machines never took flight. But these tunnels show Leonardo successfully implementing his ideas on a massive scale, solving real-world engineering problems with innovative solutions. For the city of Milan, the tunnels represent a remarkable historical asset. Already, plans are being developed to incorporate sections of the tunnel system into existing museum spaces at Sforza Castle. Virtual reality reconstructions will allow visitors to experience the tunnels as they would have appeared in Leonardo's time, complete with the lighting systems and functional elements that made them so revolutionary. Beyond their historical significance, the tunnels provide valuable engineering lessons that remain relevant today. Leonardo's approach to sustainable design, working with natural water flow rather than against it, maximizing natural light, and ensuring adequate ventilation, aligns perfectly with modern green building principles. His integrated approach, considering how systems work together rather than in isolation, anticipated systems thinking by centuries. As we continue to study these remarkable structures, new questions emerge. Were there other similar projects in other cities where Leonardo worked? Did his tunnel designs influence later generations of military engineers? And perhaps most intriguingly, what other Leonardo creations might still be waiting to be discovered? The tunnel system beneath Milan reminds us that history is never fully written. Even with a figure as extensively studied as Leonardo da Vinci, significant discoveries remain possible. It's a humbling thought. that 500 years after his death, Leonardo still has secrets to reveal, still has lessons to teach us about innovation, creativity, and seeing the world differently. As we walk the streets of modern Milan, it's extraordinary to think about what lies beneath our feet, not just physical tunnels, but passages through time that connect us directly to one of history's greatest minds. In discovering these tunnels, we haven't just uncovered an engineering achievement, we've opened a new window into Leonardo's world, his relationship with his patrons, and his practical approach to solving complex problems. Leonardo once wrote, "Iron rusts from disuse, water loses its purity from stagnation, and in cold weather becomes frozen. Even so does inaction sap the vigor of the mind." His tunnels stand as testament to a mind that never stagnated, never froze, a mind that continues to inspire us 5 centuries later with its endless curiosity and boundless creativity.